the NBA exclusive window with its rights holders expired.
Yep.
But I keep hearing that, that TNT and Disney, ESPN, ABC probably have deals. Does that make sense?
I have a little intel on this. I mean, I think I don't know if they have a handshake deal or I would not formally call it a deal, by the way, but I think
what a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. What?
I think the NBA certainly has an understanding, and Disney has an understanding that when this eventually becomes formalized, they'll be a partner of this. I don't know how many games they're going to get. I don't know if ESPN/ABC will retain the NBA Finals every year, but they'll be a partner still. WBD, which is essentially Turner Sports, that's the interesting one right now, depending on how much money they're willing to go. But again, I would be very, very surprised if they're not part of the equation. Where things get very, very interesting is Adam Silver and the streamers, Amazon in particular, are really interested in forming a partnership, forming an alliance. And the question is going to be, how much is the NBA willing to put behind a paywall as they head forward in this next deal? And there are indications, both from my colleague, The Athletic, Andrew Marchand, CNBC's reported this, John Ourand at Puck, that the NBA could be looking for a long-term deal. And you might have to, as an NBA fan, get used to watching a lot of NBA games on a place like Amazon as you head forward. Could the finals be on Amazon one year? Yeah, I think they could be. How would the public react to that? We'll see. I mean, I know, don't get me wrong, I'm very consumer friendly, and I think it stinks that you have to continue to buy all these different streaming packages. But, John, this, eventually people adapt. Like, people do it. Like, once upon a time, you didn't think you'd ever buy HBO. Then you bought it forever. Once upon a time, you didn't think you'd have to pay for Netflix. Now it's part of everybody's life. I think people will adapt, but that would really be a significant change to have an NBA Finals behind a paywall. But I think if Amazon offers the right price, I think they got a real shot to be not every year maybe, but I think they got a shot to be in the rotation for the finals. I really do.
There's no doubt that the NFL is number one on TV.
100%.
We would all agree. Who's number two? Is it the NBA?
No, college football is number two. And college football, to their credit, still sees broad reach as like an important part of their philosophy when it comes to the business. So the Big Ten in particular, they just signed a massive deal where Fox, NBC, CBS are going to air all these, really great Big Ten games, which should be even better now with USC, UCLA, Washington, etc. in that conference. College football, generally speaking, Bob, will draw you the big games, 7, 8, 9 million viewers during a regular season. That blows away the NBA, that blows away the NHL, blows away everybody else except the NFL. And then obviously the college football national championship gets you into the 20 millions, depending on who the teams are. So that's the clear number two sport in the United States. And then after that, then it becomes interesting. Then I think it's the NBA. I'm sure MLB will put their hat in there and say, like, hey, we have all this inventory. Just don't judge us on the World Series. Judge us on all the, the roll-up viewership that you get. It's not the NHL. No disrespect.
No, it's not.
To the NHL, but they're sort of, they're the next sort of tier down. Still a good business, but not there. I really think there's only one national sport in America. That's the NFL. And then I would put college football at like 1A or 2, depending on how you want to rank it. And then there's another drop, and then you get to the NBA, and then probably there's another drop, and then, then sort of fill in who you want to fill in next.
Well, and let's face it, Bob's original question about the NFL. I mean, if the deal had not gone for Thursdays to Amazon and we hadn't seen a playoff game on Peacock, no one at any other league would be venturing into this world of Amazon for regular season content and postseason content. Don't you think that's fair?
I do. I actually think the NBA will owe the NFL a debt of gratitude here, because they've allowed the other places to provide proof of concept that people will flock. Now, again, 20 million people are not going to watch the NBA Finals the way they watch the Peacock game. But if you're the NBA, I think your calculus, whether it turns out to be right or not, I don't know. But their calculus is going to be this. We are willing to lose certain, couple million viewers on average if we go to Amazon in exchange for this gigantic amount of money they're
Mhm.
going to provide to our owners. So that's the calculus. And their calculus would be, given time, eventually, we will eventually get a new generation of fans who are just used to watching our games on streaming, as opposed to people like our age who are used to watching games on over-the-air television. That would be their bet. I don't necessarily think it's a bad bet. The other thing, and this is where the NBA I think is very smart, Amazon, Netflix, Apple, these are global properties,
Right.
right? So
Right.
if you cut a deal with Amazon, they can put your games on in Brazil, they can put your games on in Argentina, right? Like CBS can't do that, NBC can't do that, but Amazon can do. Maybe Peacock can, but Amazon can do that, or Apple can do that, or Netflix can do that. And I think Adam Silver sees that he has a global game, and I think that's very attractive to him. The only thing I can guarantee when it comes to the NBA is there will be minimum 3 partners.